What's really good, my people? NK No Ketchup Fast Food is back. We're recapping game 2 of the NBA Finals last night. Big Nick the Quick, what's happening?
What's the business?
Man, game 2 in the books. The Valley still rocking.
Oh, yeah.
You see the title, man. Suns cook, Giannis solo. That pretty much sums up the game right there. Talk to me about let me set the table for you, right? The Bucks come out early and they're insanely aggressive trying to get to the basket. They essentially talked about it like, yo, we're going to the bucket, and we're going to try to get as many we're not taking no bad shots.
Easiest shots that we could possibly get.
We're trying to get the easiest shots we could possibly get. J. Rue, Drew Holiday is going to get aggressive because he didn't take many shots last game. He took as many shots as he did last game in the first 10 minutes, or in the first 10 minutes this game, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to get to the basket. Giannis is gonna try to get to the basket, and they did that successfully the first 6, 7, 8 minutes. And the Phoenix Suns were on fire from deep. I think they hit 7 threes in the first quarter. I know they were 6 for 11 in like the first 7 or 8 minutes, and then it was very competitive and back and forth after that with Phoenix going on these 8. They went on a lot of 8-0, 10-0 runs that just were kind of killing the Bucks, and they could never really bounce back from it. How'd you feel about the game?
Yeah, no, you hit it spot on. So the Bucks came out super aggressive, trying to get to the basket, getting all those easy shots. Giannis was doing his thing, not shooting a ton of threes. And then I want to say it was like halfway through the first quarter, the Suns went into a zone, and it completely threw the Bucks out of whack, and they never recovered the entire game.
Yeah.
Outside of Giannis, no one else ever recovered. They started just launching threes, which, again, we get it. I understand they're a three-point shooting offense, but they were having a ton of success going to the paint. They were confusing Aiden. They were getting whatever they wanted, and they were converting at it. But for whatever reason, as soon as the Suns went into that zone, the Bucks just started shooting threes, and they were ice cold. Outside of Giannis, and let's just back this up real quick, an absolute masterpiece from Giannis, right? Win, lose, or draw. Even if he's not coming off that knee injury, that's an absolute masterpiece. The fact that we weren't sure if he was even going to play in the finals, that injury looked really bad when it happened. And for him to come out and drop 42 in a dominant, like Giannis type way, as far as him getting to the cup, playing aggressive all over the place, relentless. I texted you after his first 4, and I was like, yo, he's going to have 40 tonight.
Yeah,
and that's what he did.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you could just tell from how it started that that's where this was headed towards.
He was a force, though.
A force, and they had no answer for him. He was doing whatever he wanted. Shot a couple threes, which, again, I still don't understand. But when he's wide open, I get if he's just wide open, you're going to give it to him. He gets tempted. But I think that it was it Mark Jackson who said it, or somebody said on the broadcast, dog, just step in a couple steps and make that a mid-range, and you're a much better shooter from right there.
Bro, remember we talked about that a few weeks back?
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, they're giving you so much space.
Step in.
Take a couple dribbles, take 2 steps in, and shoot that one. Yeah. And he was shooting it pretty well. In the first quarter, he was dunking everything, getting everything at the rim. And then in that third quarter, when he scored 20 points, he was shooting a lot of turnarounds. He was shooting a lot of little jumper, baby hook type shit that looked really good.
Yeah, for sure. And so I mean, I get why he does it, but yeah, he should step in and take that shot, make it a little mid-range jumper, because again, they're giving him so much space and sagging off him so hard. But I just thought the Suns, it's kind of the same thing, man. Milwaukee failed to adjust to what Phoenix was doing, and the Suns just kept executing and throwing different things at them. And I think that's the thing with this Phoenix team, man. Like, these role players that step up and have these huge games, whether it's a Bridges, whether it's a Cam Johnson, whether it's a campaign, right? In addition to Booker and Paul doing their thing, and Booker came out cold, but the thing that I liked, even though he came out cold for the first few minutes, is he just stayed aggressive. It was like, he was like, nah, I'm not going to go 0 for 5. I think he started off the game 1 for 6, 1 for 7. He's like, I'm not going to go 1 for 7 and then not be aggressive. I'm going to continue to shoot, and I'm going to finish 12 for 25, right? With 31 points. So I like what they did. But again, these role guys, man, these other guys that they got on their team that are able to get off and 100% know their role. It's not like Bridges was forcing anything. He wasn't playing out of his mind in the sense of every time he's coming down, he's launching up a 3. It was all in rhythm. It was all in rhythm. It was that little baseline 3-point shot that they had. Anything that was open, they were moving the ball beautifully. And I just think that was a Monty Williams masterpiece to me. I really liked what Phoenix came out and did and kind of how they switched it up from game one and threw something completely different at the Bucks, but continue to have success.
It was really tough because anytime Phoenix needed a jumper or a shot, it seemed like they got it and they knocked it down.
Mm-hmm.
If they needed to slow up a run from Milwaukee, they hit a three. And dude, I mean, Booker's 7 of 12 from three, and 5 of the 7 were we don't have anything going on this possession.
Yeah.
Here, Book. Go ahead, jab step a couple times, do a rip through,
some bailouts,
and hit a three. And he did it time after time after time. So yeah, I think we had to get the Giannis out of the way and talk about how good of a game he played because he did go ballistic,
spectacular,
but
masterful Giannis game.
Yes, but the Phoenix Suns as a team at home, with that support and how everything was going, they had an opportunity to easily be down 12 or 13 points in that first quarter. That's how aggressive Milwaukee came out trying to get to the basket, and they just hit big shot after big shot after big. Yo, I think I like the first TV timeout. It was 20 to 25 or something, and of those 20 points, they had 6 threes.
Yeah,
18 of those were threes, and then they had like a Chris Paul little corner, not a little corner, but like a little elbow jumper. That was the only
on fire from 3-point
on
line,
fire from three, just to stay in the game.
Yeah.
So anything they needed last night, it seemed like if it wasn't Bridges, it was Crowder. Dude, hey, to close the game last night, 2 massive possessions. Milwaukee locks up. They get a rebound. Phoenix gets a rebound, kicks it to Chris Paul in the corner. He hits a 3.
Yep.
Massive possession. The very next possession, Phoenix comes down, gets locked up on D again, gets a bad shot. Phoenix gets the rebound. Paul is falling out of bounds, kicks it to Jay Crowder. Jay Crowder shot it very well last night, but he was coming off a bad game the night before. No worries. In rhythm, catch and shoot, bang, bang. So
I thought he was huge for them as far as timely shots. Jay Crowder had 11 timely as far as the shots that he hit were extremely timely. Like you want to talk about Book bailing them out in some situations. Jay Crowder did that as well. And another guy that came out aggressive, man. That's why I really point to Monty, man. Like they came out the beginning of that game and it looked like, oh shit, but they never panicked, never folded, never went into hero ball, stayed aggressive, but stayed within the game plan. And they just kept executing. Like they execute so well.
Cam Johnson had the loudest 8 points I've seen in quite a while.
That guy's good.
Like I would have thought if I didn't look at the box after the game, Cam Johnson easily had 15, right?
Yeah, 15. Yeah, it looked like a 15-point performance.
15-pointer, like no doubt.
It looks like he averages 15 because he comes in and like you said, yeah, they're all loud 3-pointers. They're all at the right time. He kind of does his thing for the first couple quarters, but then third, fourth quarter, he starts hitting these big shots. I mean, dude, I like him, man. He's a good player.
He plays 15, 17 minutes, and he always makes an impact.
Yeah.
You can feel him on the court. If he's either getting a really good shot or he's getting the ball, getting off that spot, and then getting someone else a really good shot.
Yep.
Like he played 18 minutes. He has 8 points, 2 assists, 3 boards. That's almost Chris Middleton's whole line.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Played 40 minutes.
Like that's almost Middleton's whole line. So, I mean, look, bro, let's talk about Bridges. He had 27. He was getting to the line. He's shooting the 3. He's doing whatever you want, bro. I mean, it's really, really, really tough when they hit. What did they hit? Like 20? They hit like 26 threes.
I think it was 23s, wasn't it?
Yeah, they had to be more than 20.
No, they hit 23s. It was 20 for 40.
Okay.
But 20 for 40, 50%. Yeah.
50% from 3. Like you're gonna be hard pressed to beat those guys.
Yeah.
Anything else on the Suns before we get over to Milwaukee and what they got to do to get this shit rocking in game 3?
No.
Okay, let's move off. Shout out Chris Paul, of course. Another very, very good performance. 50% from the field, 8 dimes, 23 points. Book, man, yeah, it's really tough. Aiden had one of the worst games he's had in the playoffs. He wasn't making any type of impact really on the defensive end. He got some timely boards, but he still had a double-double.
3 steals, 2 blocks, 4 assists.
Still had a double-double, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and still had some late rebounds that were huge.
Yeah. So,
if you talk about some of the one thing with the Suns is they did extend some possessions towards the end of the game on some long boards, and I don't know what Milwaukee was doing towards the end there, but yeah. So I mean, Aiden did what he could. He wasn't 8 for 10, Aiden, but he still had somewhat of an impact.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's move over to the Milwaukee Bucks, bro. Game 3, obviously.
Talking about Giannis, Pat Connaughton, and whoever else decided to show up yesterday.
Yo, we talked about what Giannis did, and you see the graphic. Giannis solo. Giannis is out here with nobody to depend on at any type of difficult stretch situation. Now he's starting to knock down free throws a little bit. So it's even more like, bro, don't take the ball at this man's hands on every possession. Give him the ball every possession. What did you think about the role players? Yo, we had a pod last week, June 30th. I put a clip up on Twitter. The little part of the title is Chris Middleton is suspect. I've been telling you guys this. I've been telling anyone that would listen. I've never seen a quote-unquote all-star, big-time, $30 million two-guard show up every other game and have games where he just disappears. He's not in the arena on offense. He does this all the time. Talk to me about how you felt about, Chris Middleton's support staff. And I do want to talk about Drew Holiday because – are we asking this guy to do too much on offense? That's not his game. Like, is Drew supposed to look? But listen to me. Is Drew supposed to be taking 20, 25 shots a night?
Well, come on. Should Drew be taking some of those shots? So that's what I point to. Some of those Drew Holiday shots are awful. Awful. Early in the possession, 3-pointers. I think Eder hit it. He throws these darts at the rim with just absolutely no arc, no flow, no rhythm at all. I thought he played terribly. I thought on the defensive end, he had a great game. I thought offensively, he was awful for them. I thought that he did not play the point guard position the way that he should have. Again, a lot of bad shots, just a lot of indecisiveness, a lot of just, I'm just not quite sure what he was trying to accomplish last night, especially with how he came out and how aggressive he came out. I get it, man. Like, we want Drew to play like a star. But to your point, like, maybe offensively, that's just kind of not what he is. And I sent you that Bledsoe thing, and I get like, Drew might be a better defender, and let's not hit on Bledsoe's D. But offensively, man, there have been some games in the playoffs where you just watch him, and it's just like, what the hell are you doing, man? Like, I think he's one of those guys that everybody liked him, right? But he was never really in a situation where you looked at him very, very closely. Whereas now that he's playing on a contender and he's playing in a big role, you're starting to see kind of some of the flaws with him. Again, gives a shit, goes out there, plays hard, plays on D. He's
but what I'm saying is when you sign Drew Holiday, you're not thinking he's taking 20, 25 shots in the finals. You understand what I'm saying?
Sure, but you're expecting him to step up and be your number 3 guy.
Yeah, but they're asking this guy to take 25 shots, jumpers, run pick and roll, throw lobs, and that's just not that's not the strength of his game. He's out there getting up 11 shots in a quarter.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not what they brought him to.
You think that they're asking him to do that? Do you think that they're I guess my question is, are they asking him to do that, or is that what he's doing?
No, again, Chris Middleton.
Some of those shots are not drawn up in the game plan.
No, but Chris Middleton's asking him to do it because ain't nobody else around on the possession.
Yeah.
If Giannis isn't doing it, then who else is going to do it? So I guess I got to do it.
Yeah.
Like that, I think that's kind of how he feels. And I felt like, they probably told him, you need to be more aggressive. I agree. You need to take more than 10 shots. You don't need to be taking 21, 22 shots. Like, that's just not his game. They missed Dante.
7 for 21.
Yeah, they missed Dante DiVincenzo quite a bit. Connaughton is getting way too many minutes, but he was their, second leading scorer last night?
He was third. Holiday was second.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I mean,
Middleton has 11 points, dog.
No one showed up for Giannis yesterday. Let's put it that way. Outside of Pat Connaughton, I thought Connaughton had some timely buckets, but the rest of that roster was a zero, like a complete zero in a game where Giannis is having the game of his life in a huge moment. Like we can have the Middleton conversation now. I get that in some big spots he has shown up huge. There was that stat about him in closeout games and how well he's performed. But when you get to the NBA Finals, it's a different story. You need to perform in all 7 games. You cannot be a $40 million man, a perennial All-Star.
Stop using perennial.
It's what he is. He makes the All-Star game every year. He's a perennial All-Star.
Made 2
yeah, and he'll make the next 3. We know this.
I don't know.
So that's just told
I hope not. I hope people open their eyes.
Yeah, but either way, you can't be at that level of player and come out and go 5 for 16, 1 for 6 from 3, and have 11 points. Like you just can't do that. There's no excuse for that type of performance, and it's not like he had a good game 1 either. So now you're talking about 2 duds in the finals. Yeah, I mean,
this one was a really massive, loud one.
Well, they really needed him today too. Like this game, there were several points. I think you talked about it. Like Phoenix just ended up going on runs. There were several points where Milwaukee could have got back into this game if anyone else wanted to step up. The lead had been cut into 5 several times in the second half, and all that is Middleton coming down, hitting 1 big 3. Now it's a 2-point game. Now we can play ball. Right, everything changes. But what would happen is they would either get a bad shot, he wouldn't do anything, Holiday wouldn't do anything. They go down to Giannis, Suns cover him, whatever it might be. No one else stepped up and made an impact for the Milwaukee Bucks last night, and that's just unacceptable when you have 3 players on the roster who make over $30 million.
I mean, it's plain and simple.
So whether it's Holiday you want to talk about, and I get you're saying, oh, maybe he's in a role that's bigger than him, whatever, he needs to step up in that situation. Whether it's Middleton, where he's not in a role that's bigger than him, this is what he's supposed to do. If he's the guy they want us to believe that he is, then we can talk about him. I'm not going to talk about Lopez, Tucker, any of those other guys, but yeah, obviously Bud was searching for somebody last night. I think that's why you see Connaughton play 34 minutes, because at least he was hitting his shots. Connaughton outscored Chris Middleton last night. Had a much better game. That cannot happen.
Giannis, a +3. The rest of the starters on the Bucks -24 combined. Yeah. Like, just come on, dog. It just can't happen that way. They can't go down like that. There is never, I'm going to tell you this straight away. There's never a situation where Drew Holiday should be getting 5 more shots, 6 more shots, 7 more shots than Chris Middleton. This should not happen ever. Unless Chris Middleton's getting doubled or something, a crazy situation is going down. Drew should not be getting more shots than Middleton. Middleton is, I don't even want to talk about this guy, honestly, because I've exhausted my point. But if they don't start getting help for Giannis, it's gonna be over quickly. Now, that being said, before we get out of here real quick, couple minutes, let's talk about game 3. This is going to be your standard, in my opinion. They're going to go to Milwaukee, and they're going to win the game handily. Middleton will show up. Cam Johnson will miss those shots. Bridges will have 9 points.
Crowd's going to be crazy.
Yeah, crowd's going to be crazy.
Middleton will have 40.
Yeah, it's going to be
whatever the number is. Take the Bucks. Take the Bucks and rest easy.
Yo, I agree 100%.
Layup. Yeah,
I think.
And they've done this. They've done this all playoffs.
Yep,
they've done it all playoffs. They'll look bad in those first 2 road games and come home and absolutely. Did they thrash the Nets at home in game 3?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So
thrashed Atlanta. Yeah, that's what they're gonna do.
They're gonna go home and get real cozy. And Middleton, front runner Middleton, they'll be up 12 points the whole game, and he'll have a good game because that's what he does every other game. He has a good game. He has complete stinkers, then he has decent games.
Yep.
That's so simple as that, right? So I'm excited. I'm excited for game 3. I'm excited to see it. But yeah, I would peg, because look, bro. Bridges, Crowder, some of these role players gotta fall back a little bit. So that's just kind of how it's gonna be. And then some of the role players on Milwaukee will step up. Maybe Bobby Portis will get some more minutes or something like that. But yeah, I think game 3 is a win for them Sunday. Is it Sunday?
Yeah, I think it's Saturday, isn't it? Oh, no, not tomorrow. No, it's Sunday, yeah.
Sunday
evening.
Sunday evening, game 3 in Milwaukee. They can't get swept, or can they? That's the question here.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to get swept,
Yeah.
especially with the healthy Giannis. I think if
I just think he's not going to let them. You know what I'm saying?
He's not going to let them. You could look at a 50 piece from Giannis on Sunday. It's not going to happen.
He's not going to let them. All right, no catch up fast food. That's the Game 2 NBA Finals recap.
Hey, wait, can we give a quick shout out? Let's give a quick shout out to I'm going to mess up her name.
Yeah.
But Zyla Avant-Garde.
Oh, that won the
spelling bee. Yeah. First black winner ever, man. Shout out her. Yeah, like that's salute. Huge. Yeah, so salute big time, man. That's a huge accomplishment. I couldn't let the day go by without giving her props. So that's huge. Congratulations to her.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, man. Congrats. Take that 50K, put it in the market. Triple it up.
100%.
Triple it up by the time you get out of college
and
or whatever it is.
Apparently she's a hooper too. So
I saw that. She was doing cone drills, everything.
yeah. So shout out her, man.
Big time. Really quick. Shout out my guy Mikey Jr. Solito in the comments. He said Bucks can't match their energy. I think in Phoenix it's really tough to do because the crowd is going ballistic.
It's rocking out there.
When they're shooting 50% from Trey and they knock down 20 of them, it is really hard to match their energy. And I'll leave y'all with this clip from last night. This is an example of exactly how that energy was moving last night in Phoenix.
Paul pushes back to Booker, up top Crowder. Bridges fakes, now drives. Extra pass. Great ball movement, but terrific defense as well. Booker trying to draw the foul. Hooked away by Middleton. Bridges inside, Ayton for the layup. And the foul. What a sequence.
You know the best thing about that? Milwaukee literally could not have played any better defense on the entire possession.
To close the half, too. They're down 8. They're about to get a stop. Maybe can come down and make it a 5-point game going into half. It ends up being a 10-point or 11-point game going into half after that and one. Yeah. But they played the best defensive possession of the game.
Yeah.
The best
even
defensive
down
possession.
To PJ Tucker getting the foul on that. Like, what are you going to do?
They played the best defensive possession of the game, and it ended in an and one for Phoenix. That's how the energy was rocking the Suns' way last night. So, yeah, they're going to have to match their energy. It'll be a lot easier at home in Milwaukee. For Big Nick the Quick, I'm your host, Sean Little. Make sure you subscribe everywhere. No catch up. Sports Talk via Chicago.
Let's get it.